Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Mind Healing and Harmony. And I'm Sharon. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for listening. Today, we're going to talk about what I call quite an important subject, and that is: are we programmed to think a certain way? Now, everybody may have an opinion about this, and that's okay, but I just wanted to talk about a few points about humanity and where we are and where we're going and why we're here. So the first thing that I wanted to start off with, and I have made some notes today. I don't generally make notes, but there's quite a few things I wanted to cover today, so I've got a bit of a cheat sheet. So the first thing is that generally from the day we're born until we're about 5 years old, we're absolutely free. We wander, we play, we spend time with loved ones, and we're learning and evolving around the people that we're experiencing life from, which is our parents, our grandparents, aunties, uncles, friends, family, including people that we meet on a day-to-day basis. And when we're 0 to 5, we're taking a lot of information in. It's all brought in, it's all absorbed. So what we experience within those first 5 years really does help to develop who we are going to become in the future and about our belief systems and what we're going to be doing with our lives in the future. The other thing that's been happening, and I don't know whether you've noticed this, is that a lot of kids these days do spend a lot of time on technology, especially 0 to 5, especially if parents have got a really busy lifestyle, etc. That means that an outside influence is educating and giving their belief systems to your children. So sometimes that may mean, for instance, that you can have problems with your children, their behavioural issues. I know I experienced this a little bit from The Simpsons when my kids were younger, and I banned them watching The Simpsons for quite some time because I found Bart Simpson, with some of his characteristics, they were trying to reenact what Bart Simpson was doing and how he was responding to his parents, because we all know that he's the naughty child in the family, right? And he will stretch the limits. So they're things that we need to take into consideration when our kids are between 0 to 5. Then what happens is our kids are, as were we and our ancestors before us, put into an education system that we've had nothing to do with. Is it possible that that education system is run by people who want our children and ourselves to think and do things a certain way? So for instance, we're really brought up in that system to work 9 to 5 in a job. Not many people do venture out to work for themselves in a business situation. Because they don't have the confidence to do so or the education to do so. The only reason that somebody may do that is because they've got parents or somebody close to them who has a business, and they're going to be able to show them and experience with them what you need to do, how you need to do it, and when you can do it. So that's really good. And they will also, I think, when you are in a business situation, it's also can be who you know that can help you to move forward in your business, and that can give you really good connections, which is your network, which helps you to be able to build your business faster and quicker. Sometimes people also have financial support from family members because they're also wealthy, or they're able to do that. So not everybody has a good starting point in life because of that system that's in place. Most of us are taught to go to school from the age of 6 to 16, and then 16, 17, and then go on to university or college and do a degree for 3 to 4 years or 4 to 6 years. Also, what's added on top of that is the debt from university. So you're going to be paying off the debt from university before you even start work. So that means that really most people's first or second year of work, they're working for nothing after going to university and getting an education. And I'm sure many people have their own opinion on university and whether it's worth it or not, or whether you could start your own business or working 9 to 5. So working 9 to 5 really gives you a bit of stability. You know, you're going to get your weekly income, but you're probably not going to be able to really earn an exponential amount of money, and you're also not going to be able to leverage and that's what business does. It gives you the leverage to leverage off other people who are working for you, and you're earning a part of their income. It becomes part of your income, which gives you more income. So that's pretty much the way we're built. We're built to start work at 16, 17, and right now the retirement age is around 65 to 70. So that's a long time. I mean, a long time and a short time before you might cark it. So you work all those years, so you have 5 years of freedom at the beginning. We work from 16 to 65, 70, and then the average age for people to live to, if you're a guy, is around 76, women 78. So that's not a long time that you're free at the end of the game, is it? After paying tax all your life and helping build your country and your infrastructure and all those sorts of things. The other thing is that when you are working, we're getting up in the morning. If you're lucky enough, you might go to the gym, and then you start working all day, and then you come home, you're tired, you're either mentally tired or physically tired, you eat, you watch TV, which, who's to say there's not programming in TV about our thought process? Who owns that? It is called television after all. Tell-a-vision. So then we go to sleep, and then we get up and do the whole thing again for the next 4 days. And then if you're lucky, you get 2 days off. And on those 2 days, you will then maintain your house, and you will wash and clean and spend time with your kids, do your fun activities, and then off we go again on Monday. So the other thing is that if you do want to further your lifestyle in your adulthood, you then need to educate yourself. So then you will be going to work, and then you'll be further educating yourself at night, 2 nights a week, usually 1-2 nights a week, doing exams, etc. And so that puts more pressure on us. So it does make you think, what's interesting is that all this time and energy into being educated to work in a job where you might be earning $28 to $40 an hour, depending on what your situation is, and you can work your way up depending on your education. I think sometimes what happens over time, because we are all so busy, and we are amazing humans, absolutely amazing. We're creative, we're skilled, we can move from one position to another position and learn a skill and reevaluate ourselves and keep going on and on. Amazing. But the unfortunate thing here I find about this day and age is that people are becoming disconnected. Their lives are so busy, they don't have time to look inside. So everything's on the outside, which has to do with the materialistic aspect of life. Worried about the house you have, the car you have, the furniture you have, being able to afford to go out to dinner with friends, because gosh, how embarrassing not to be able to afford to do that. So we're too busy to think about it and really do some internal self-work on ourselves, to love ourselves. So we're just very, very external, not internal. And it's quite important that we learn to be internal as we get older in life, because one must love oneself first, so you have the ability to love others more. Okay, so the other thing is that we then are programmed to, meet the partner of your dreams, get a loan, 300,000-400,000 I think now for a house, and then you're going to be paying that off for the next 30 to 40 years. So that's 30 to 40 years you're virtually locked in debt. So again, unless you want to be able to pay that off quicker, or you're fortunate enough to have some wealth in your family and get some help, which also helps the situation, you're pretty much going to be working, and you may need to work 2 jobs now, not just 1 job. So you've got to wonder, what is this system and what is going on? Because we become trapped in a cycle of debt. For what? Consumerism. Materialistic? Who knows? Is that what it is? You tell me. Are we trapped in a situation where we no longer just appreciate the simple things in life, or are we looking for more? Is the school system educating us to live in this system of cyclic debt? Could we live simpler? Could we grow our own produce by living more simply? Can we reduce our debt amount by living simpler? Does it mean that we could do what we love if we're not locked into some of these systems that are in place. Does it mean that we have the ability to spend more time with family and friends, and actually the mum can stay home with the kids and look after the kids, which I'm sure some mums would love to do that in this day and age, because it's very important, because you're educating your kids and bringing them up the way you want to bring them up, rather than them being in a daycare centre. It may help you to be more in touch with your spiritual self and the ability to be in touch with your intuition and who you are and what you are and where you want to be and what you really want from your life, because we're losing that side of ourselves by being in such a busy lifestyle, and also being in this situation of debt, that people are worried about debt and fearful about debt. So in society, what do you see? Do you think we're heading in the right direction, or do you think we're heading for a major breakdown in society? Because at some point, people will start to crack, because they don't want their whole life to be about work, and all I'm doing is work, and pay tax, and then have a little bit of fun and a little bit of money to spend on myself. And it seems to be working in that way. Please talk to me about what your thoughts are. So we've got to ask ourselves, have we lost touch with anything of ourselves? Have we really lost touch with what's important in life? The simple things in life. You know, what are people willing to give up to have that simplicity and to be able to control part of their lives for themselves and be in contact with themselves? You know, when is enough enough? When is enough that we don't need to impress other people? We don't need to impress anybody else. We just need to love ourselves and do what's right for us. So if working 6 days a week is good for you and you want to have everything that you need in life by doing that, then all very well and good. But please ensure that you are working on your spiritual self, because it's so important to your happiness. I mean, are you truly happy within the way that you're living and what's going on in your life? Or are you just going through the process of life, living each day and dragging your feet and just ploughing through it a day in, day out? Because is that any way to live? What are your thoughts on that? So my final 2 sentences I've written here is this. Are you truly free? Are you? And how can we be free? Or how can we be freer from sometimes the chains that hold us? And do we have the ability to be free? I'm pretty sure we do, because we're pretty amazing people, and we're pretty amazing on a spiritual front too. We're pretty good at uniting, working together. We are all one. All our energies all work together. Have a think about what I've said today. Maybe it might just make you have a think about your life, where you're at, what it's all about, why we're here. What do we need to be? What do we need to do? And are we really free? Thanks so much for listening. If you do like my video today, please click the like button and please do subscribe. I'd love to talk to you again, and you enjoy your day. As you can see, brilliant sunlight out here. It's really warming my back. It's really great, and I feel fortunate to be out here today with beautiful blue skies. And we're walking on to autumn here, so it'll be nice to have the rain, and I want to wish you all the best. Have a great weekend.